After his retirement, Master Chief Tom McAdams taught a survival at sea course to commercial fishermen for 20 years. Master Chief McAdams describes the importance of this type of training and the training he went through to be qualified to teach the course.
A senator's son died on a fishing boat up there, and the senator asked, well, what kind of training did my son have before he went on the boat? And there was no training of any type that's necessary to be a commercial fisherman. So he got a law passed that every fishing boat had to take this course in survival, and it went into near cold water drowning, hypothermia, all kinds of things that would happen aboard the vessel, firefighting, you name it, on board the vessel. And somebody had to take the class, and that person that took the class aboard the vessel had to have something like, and I have the number down, drills every month. They had to have, that don't mean that they had to go out and fight a fire. They could discuss it. Okay, what do we do if we have a fire on board and the fire's in the engine room? We walk this hatch, we take this hatch, we make sure that Joe is out of the engine room, whatever is going on. And so that came about. So they said, well, we got to train these fishermen. We had to take a course to be qualified as instructors. And 3 times I had to go through it in 20 years. I had to go through it. And it was a neat course because one of them, we had, the first one we held up the Columbia River, and we actually went out in life rafts and floated in the Columbia River, and that we were picked up. We put on survival suits and floated around, and some of them would get wet and leak, and how fast you would get hypothermia compared to ones that were really up and tight. So it was very important that the person have his own suit on board that fit him, and have drills on putting on the suits, because at nighttime, something happens at nighttime, and you got your suit there and you don't know how to put it on, you'll never get it on in the darkness. And so it was, this is the training that we had, and this is the training that I had. I went to, up in Alaska, we went to a survival class up there, and they took us out in the woods. We were supposed to go to an island and spend time on the island, and out there, but it was blowing 35, 40 miles an hour, and the small boat that was supposed to take us out there could not, well, it wasn't safe to go. They figured they might capsize with so many people in it, and there was probably 20 of us taking the class at the time to be instructors, and they put me, there was one gal in the class, and they said, well, you're older, and I'd been through the class before and I'd been teaching it, and they said, we're going to put her with you and here, and we have a firefighter from Hawaii, and he's not used to the cold weather, we're going to put him with you. And so I had these 5 people, and we went, dropped us off there at Sitka into the woods, and said, we'll be back in the morning. And we were given a coffee can, and they said, anything that you can take with you, you can put in your coat around I kind of had like a money belt on, and that. So I went to the store, one of the other fellows and we bought some raw men soup that you can have. You could put that in the water, and they had the coffee can, so we had that. And so we went into the woods, and we found a log that was just about the height of this table, and there was a dead deer by it, but it had been there a long time, so it really didn't matter. So I just kicked the bones and the hide off, and there was no smell or nothing to it. And I had one of those little chains that has a loop on it, and a loop on it, and a little chain here, and it's a saw. And I sawed down a bunch of trees that were about 1 inch, 2 inches long, and made strips on there, and we covered it up with brush. And we made us a beautiful, beautiful shelter out of it, and the 5 of us could get in there, and it was really neat. And I built a fire outside, and I got the fire going, and it started blowing, and it started raining, but I had my fire going, and I got the water down the creek, and I boiled the water, and I put the raw man soup in the coffee can. It was a big coffee can, and it was enough that everybody, the 5 of us, could all have 1 cup full. So I asked the other guys, I said, give me your cup or that. And they said, well, we don't have cups. Nobody told us to bring a cup. And I said, well, I got the only cup here, so we'll do it one time. And finally, they all had theirs except myself and the fellow from Hawaii, and he was sitting there, he was just shaking, he had hypothermia. And I said, we've got to get you in that shelter, and we'll get a candle going, and we'll warm the shelter on up, which we did. And I said, here, take this. Oh, he said, I don't need that. I said, you need it more than anybody. Here, take this. And he says, oh, and his eyes got real big. He said, that is good. I said, yeah, and it's warm. And so he took it, and everybody had theirs, which really did everybody a good warm-up job and got them going. And we all got in there, and we kind of snuggled together and I lit the candle, and I had one, and 2 other people had candles. And we got enough candles here to last us all night. I said, you'd be surprised how much that one candle will warm this place up with us in there. And the big old fellow from Hawaii, he's sitting there, and he says, I have never in my life been so cold for so long. I said, well, yeah, you live in Hawaii. I said, you don't get this. I said, you got rubber boots on and 1 pair of socks. That's terrible. He says, it's pretty hard to buy cold weather survival gear in Hawaii. I said, yeah, I know what you mean. So this is how I got into the survival, and I taught it for 20 years.